Welcome to this virtual opening of the exhibition Páramos and High Mountain Ecosystems, organized within the framework of the Cultural Action Plan of the Colombian Ministry of Foreign Affairs in coordination with the Colombian Ministry of Defense. It is my pleasure to present today a story of a scientific development that took place in the heart of the Army's protection efforts, aimed at securing and safeguarding fragile ecosystems. This is an example of the positive spiral that takes place when the armed forces engage in climate change mitigation. I am honored to open this display with a high-level panel. Ambassador Jaona, thank you very much for accepting this invitation since day one, as well as for promoting environmental considerations within the discussions in NATO. Minister Molano, please acknowledge our appreciation for your visit, as well as for leading important environmental efforts from the defense sector, including the protection of the high mountain ecosystems, a landmark of our landscape. Unfortunately, we inaugurate this panel in the absence of a real environmental champion. The soldiers and officers that patrol Colombia's pristine lands, making their operations not just only carbon neutral or net zero, but climate positive. For the benefit of humankind and the citizens they are constitutionally meant to secure. We hope to be able to count with your presence in the near future exhibition. Today we hope that we can add to our lexicon two new concepts: páramo, which means cloud forests, and, this is a more difficult one, the name of a plant, frailejón, that is actually found as frailejón in an English dictionary. Two words usually together in a paragraph and inseparable in nature, given their symbolic relationship. Let's travel through some images of Colombia, the land with 50% of the world's páramos, the secret of our abundant freshwater reserves, and let's see the action of high mountain battalions that, working with local communities in a distant territory, make a contribution to climate change mitigation, creating, if I may, a yellow butterfly effect. Thank you very much.
Muchísimas gracias a usted, embajador García, y muchas gracias también a los miembros de su embajada por traernos esta exposición digital aquí en la sede de la OTAN. Y una cálida bienvenida al ministro Molano. I'm glad you could travel to Brussels, dear Minister, and your delegation to be with us to inaugurate this exhibition. This demonstrates your commitment to our partnership. And I want to congratulate Colombia on being the first partner to transition into our new partnership program, the Individual Tailored Partnership Program. And of course, I regret we couldn't gather more people on this special occasion, but the pandemic is still going on and we have the strict measures in place to protect everyone at headquarters. But I have no doubt that this exhibition will be of interest to many people who work in the Agora every day. Let me start by saying how much we value our partnership with Colombia, our newest partner and the only one in Latin America. You bring a unique and most valuable perspective on secure dynamics in your region. A few months ago, I had the pleasure to meet your Vice President and Foreign Minister, Marta Lucía Ramírez de Rincón, to discuss the deepening of bilateral cooperation between Colombia and NATO. And our Secretary General, Jens Stoltenberg, met with President Duque in New York during the General Assembly last September. And if conditions permit, I look forward to visiting Colombia next year, to continue to grow our partnership, to strengthen our partnership, and to redouble our efforts in working ever closer together. One area of potential greater cooperation, among many others, is climate change and its impact on security. This issue features prominently on NATO's agenda. At the summit last June, our leaders adopted, for the first time ever, a climate change and security action plan, because it is a global threat that we cannot afford to ignore. It is making our world more dangerous, destroying resources, devastating communities, fueling conflict, and we just discussed also about the impact of deforestation on our climate change. It affects us all, and we must all take action to be part of the solution. And Colombia is playing its part. Home to 50% of the world's cloud forest, Colombia, and notably its armed forces, is actively protecting Páramos, the cloud forest, as we learn from this unique exhibition. And NATO is playing its part too, to help reduce the impact of climate on our militaries and to reduce the impact of our militaries on the climate. We are developing a way to map military emissions so we can cut them. And allies are investing in sustainable solutions, including biofuels for jet aircraft and solar panels for power equipment. Dear Minister, dear Ambassador, dear friends from Colombia, let me thank you once again for bringing this exhibition to us at NATO. We look forward to continue working with Colombia, with the outstanding partner that is Colombia, with the many other partners of NATO, and to make our planet safe for all, and to make sure that our citizens enjoy peace, security, democracy, and prosperity. Thank you so much. Muchísimas gracias.
As a Minister of Defense of Colombia, I would like to thank Ambassador Joanna and all the NATO team for having us here at NATO and to have the possibility of this exposition about how the Colombian military force prepare and protect the cloud forest in Colombia. Climate change and security are both issues that are interrelated, and in Colombia we decided to go and give a priority how to link those issues and how to play a new role with our military forces in order to protect the environment. We decided in our military plan that the water, biodiversity, and the forests are assets to be protected by our armed forces. This exposition shows how our military forces are protecting the cloud forest. There are only 5 countries in the world that has region with cloud forest. Colombia is the largest one. Just in the capital city of Colombia, Bogota City, we have the largest cloud forest in the world. And one of the major reasons to protect those areas is because they produce 60% of the water that are consumed in the capital city of Colombia and in around 10 of the major cities in the different urban areas in Colombia. Our military force, particularly our soldiers, are creating the seed farms in order to plant them in those cloud forests. We have created special battalions in order to protect those areas against any threat or danger that could be placed onto them in different areas on Colombia. The Artemis Campaign is the other activity that we have developed in order to protect the Amazon jungle. Our Army, our Navy, our Air Force has changed its capacities in order to deploy operations against those illegal art groups that are harming the forest in Colombia. This is an innovative approach that we would like to share here among the allies of NATO. And of course, we have to prepare our army to contribute to control climate change in the world. With this exposition, we would like to demonstrate that it's possible for our armed forces to protect the environment, to protect the assets such as water and biodiversity in a country like Colombia. We are really pleased to be here for the first time to sign as a first global partner the ITTP. This is a demonstration and a commitment that Colombia and our armed forces has with the values of NATO, with democracy, with freedom, and of course, with the liberties in our countries. I would like again to thank all the team from NATO for having us here, and I really invite you to enjoy this demonstration and this approach that shows that working together we can protect not only our nations, but also to protect the assets of the world, that is our environment.
Colombia cuenta con uno de los ecosistemas más diversos del planeta. Su ubicación estratégica y la imponente cordillera de los Andes la dotan de una gran variedad de pisos térmicos que van desde los 0 hasta los 5.700 metros sobre el nivel del mar. Sobre la línea superior de los árboles y el perenne borde de nieve se encuentran los páramos, un ecosistema de gran altitud, único en su clase y con la mayor diversidad registrada. Los páramos son una auténtica fábrica de agua natural que suministra de este recurso vital a más del 70% de la población del país, incluyendo a la capital, Bogotá, una ciudad con 8 millones de habitantes. Provee energía hidroeléctrica y sirve de fuente de riego en los campos. Además, son actores fundamentales en la mitigación del cambio climático. Se estima que los 37 páramos que tiene Colombia a lo largo de sus 3 cordilleras, incluyendo el páramo del Sumapaz, el más grande del mundo, representan el 50% de los páramos del planeta. Desde los años 70, el Ejército Nacional de Colombia ha hecho presencia en los páramos, adelantando tareas estratégicas de seguridad para el país. Con el paso del tiempo, esta institución se ha convertido en guardiana de los ecosistemas de páramo. Su misión es garantizar la seguridad de los colombianos y, con el mismo ahínco, proteger la biodiversidad y los recursos naturales del territorio nacional. Uno de sus principales logros en la protección de este ecosistema comenzó con la germinación del frailejón, una especie endémica cuya principal característica son sus hojas suculentas y velludas, dispuestas especialmente para atrapar agua de las nubes bajas. Esta importante especie de crecimiento lento está amenazada por diversos factores y plantas invasoras que ponen en riesgo la preservación del ecosistema, lo que se traduce en escasez del recurso líquido y la erosión del suelo de la montaña. En el año 2015, un soldado asignado al páramo de Sumapaz, tras un voraz incendio y utilizando ingeniosas técnicas, se dio a la tarea de recoger y germinar semillas de frailejón. Este hecho inédito en el país atrajo la atención de expertos, medios de comunicación y altos mandos del ejército colombiano, quienes, conscientes de la responsabilidad ecológica que asiste a la institución, convirtieron la experiencia en una política en todos sus batallones. En la actualidad existen 11 batallones que asumieron la tarea de propagar semillas germinadas del frailejón. Desde el inicio del proyecto hasta la fecha, se han germinado más de 75.121 plántulas y 42.634 plántulas han sido sembradas en campo, convirtiéndose en un hito de reforestación en el país. El éxito del programa ha vinculado a diversos actores y a las comunidades para replicar la experiencia con la germinación de otras especies, incluyendo el árbol nacional, la palma de cera. Desde el inicio de la operación Mayor Artemisa Protección del Medio Ambiente, el Ejército Nacional de Colombia ha apoyado en la siembra de más de 4.162.416 árboles. Motivado por la gran acogida del programa de reforestación, el Ejército Nacional de Colombia ampliará la participación a 39 batallones, con los cuales espera contar al final del 2021 con cerca de 500.000 plántulas que formarán parte de los bosques andinos y de los ecosistemas de páramo del país, reafirmando el compromiso de la institución con el cuidado del medio ambiente y garantizando su preservación para las nuevas generaciones.